All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Basically, Friday. Let's call it Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everyone. Because that's basically what it is. Welcome back, guys. Happy Thanksgiving, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. I won't see you tomorrow, so happy Thanksgiving to all. Hope you enjoy your little break and family and friends. Morning, guys. Is that an Adam changing? Is that a TTL in the username? Hey, Adam with the TTL in the username. Love it. Morning, everyone. What's up, Margin, Brian, Marish, G, Ace, We Buy Florida. Hello, sir. Morning, everyone. Chef. Yesterday was the cleanest thesis you would ever get from me. And it shouldn't have been free. I'll tell you that. Yesterday's thesis should not have been free. That was too perfect to be free. The pullback long to the exact level that created an all-day upside move. I mean, that was something else. Absolutely beautiful. Sid, appreciate that, man. Have an espresso on me. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Appreciate that, Sid. Thank you for the appreciation of the time. That means a lot to me. Yeah, so yesterday, insanity, just textbook stuff. Awesome. What a beautiful trading day. Shocking, right? Shocking week. A shocking week. A week that, we talked about maybe not giving much, but honestly, probably the best trading week of the month. So that's why you still show up, right? That's why you just show up. Low expectations were good. It beat our expectations, which I love that. I'd rather be surprised. Like I said, I'd rather be surprised that this week provided a great opportunity, which I have been. So, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. All right. What is it? Is it 8:05 yet? Just about. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. First of all, make sure to remember TradeZilla Black Friday discount down below. Make sure to use the code BF and make sure to use the link down below. TradeZilla. TradeZilla Black Friday. That's a really good deal, actually, for an entire year. So if you want to step up your 2026 and you actually want to journal your trades, that's the right spot to do it. So, NASDAQ. What was our game plan yesterday? I mean, it was absolutely perfect, and I hope that you can start to see why you trade technical levels. So let's go over this together. Okay? So yesterday, this was what we talked about in the live stream yesterday, right here. Okay? Let's go ahead and review this. Oh, look, Randy's getting a shout out up there. Randy B. There we go, the insiders. So, yesterday, this was our analysis we talked about on the live stream, okay? This is what we were looking at. This was our chart, right? So you have a upside. What the hell? What did I do? I pressed something. Hold on. All right, let's restart this. So, yesterday, this was our analysis. And we were watching these lows, these lows, these lows, the Friday or Monday highs. Sorry, the Monday highs. I'm sorry. Let's start that again. So, yesterday, this was our analysis. We had these lows, and this high right here from last Friday. We had our yellow zone right here, this little yellow line we created, and that was the pullback long spot that we were looking for. Give us that break, give us that retest, and let me see if that creates a higher low. Right? Here's your high, here's your break. We need the retest, and that's where we would look for the long, at the demand zone. Not chasing longs into this supply high, but rather letting the market pull back as it should, understanding that a pullback is good, and understanding the macro picture, looking for this demand to step up as a new long, rather than being chasing at supply highs because you have no concept on the bigger picture on the market. Well, if we go into today and we see what actually happened, that is exactly what happened. To the exact level. You move lower to the exact 24,596. 24,596. The exact Friday highs. And that is the exact low of day. It could not have been better. That is awesome. So after seeing that, there was no way I wasn't longing the market. All right? How do I not long the market after seeing that? That is absolute perfection. Friday highs, break, supply rejection, retest off that, create the new long, and then later in the day, turn that previous high into a new low on an intraday break and retest again right here. Highs into lows. So, I mean, that was probably the best trading day in terms of levels holding, in terms of just fluid price action in, I'd say, this entire month. That was ridiculous. So, today, what are we looking for? Who can tell me? Are we going to smash longs at the open and chase because we can't believe we missed yesterday? Or are we going to look for the retest, right? Where's the retest? The retest is right here. If we can come back to 25,000 again today and look for that to move lower and then see if this becomes a higher low again, that would be the spot you'd look to trade off of. Here's your low, here's your higher low, right? Here's the low down here. So you have a low, you have a higher low, and this is where you want to see your new higher low, right? Pull back, long. Instead of panicking when the market goes down in the morning, right? Instead of panicking, looking at the chart like this, right? Let's not panic when the market pulls back today, because that is technically exactly what you want to see happen to create the long, right? So let's not panic if the market tanks this morning right down into this level. That's technically the exact thing you want for the long, right? So that is the difference between sort of that micro zoomed in picture versus understanding the bigger picture levels, and knowing those levels yesterday is the absolutely only reason someone would have profited here. If you are not familiar with these bigger spots and you're not zoomed out doing your larger term analysis, then you are not going to catch these moves, because you are going to panic off the open and think that we are bearish. This was the ultimate bear trap yesterday because you just traded lower into a major demand. So if you come to the live streams, you were prepared beyond belief yesterday. And I'm being a little egotistical because, you know what, man? That was awesome. I really can't not be. That was just so sick. So congratulations to those that caught it. Congratulations to those that are locked in. Congratulations to those that pay attention and sort of really pay attention to what I try to get across in these live streams. If you are someone that's really locked in and paying attention, I hope that you caught that yesterday, man, and I am very proud of you if you did, because that is sick, and you know we caught it. So, all right, so today, game plan's pretty damn clear. Pull back long here. If it breaks below that high, then no bueno, not interested. This is where it has to hold on a pullback. Would love to see that happen. If that happens, definitely looking for that long. The upside supply level is massive today, so please understand that. You are still trading below these massive 4-hour daily highs, so I would be very careful of starting the morning looking for 0 DTE longs, right? You are supply, holds, supply, major rejection from Thursday of last week, and that is probably not the right place to start setting up longs, right? I mean, that just logically doesn't make any sense. So this is not the place to now set up long positions. If you are already long from yesterday here, or even from last week or Monday down here, then you're chilling, right? Then you're having a pretty nice day. That's sort of the position I'm in with some longer dated dip buying leaps and shares. So I'm not going to panic and sell up here, but I'm definitely not going to be adding to my positions at these levels. This is now a potential failure point, and I need to see us move back to a demand level before I can look for a new long entry. Either that or a break and hold above the supply. One of the two needs to happen before I can go ahead and get into a new long. S&P 500 futures. So if we go to the S&P 500, our game plan yesterday was right here. This was look for a higher low to form between 66.55 to 66.77. That was our thesis yesterday morning, and you can see that the higher low formed exactly at 66.77, right at the Friday high. Absolutely beautiful, incredible hold. You can see here on the 5-minute chart, we go lower, right to 66.77.50. That is the exact low of day. So incredible levels. That should prove to you that technical levels is all you need in the stock market to trade successfully. You need your key levels, and then you just need to work on your psychology. That's it. All you need to do is know how to create these levels, know how to read price action at them, and then all that's left is how you emotionally control yourself and how you manage your risk, right? I don't need to know nothing besides 66.77.50 yesterday. That's all I had to know, right? I didn't need to know what the RSI was doing there, or what kind of inverse fair value gap was going on at that level. All I needed to know was that there's a Friday high, and if we turn the Friday high into a demand and hold it, it's going to go higher. Pretty easy. Now, the not easy part is reading the price action and controlling yourself. But if you pay it, that's a separate portion of trading, right? There's sort of two parts of trading. The first part, everyone here can read and understand. And that's what we learn. That's what we teach on the live streams, right? The second part is more difficult, and sort of what I talk more about in our live trading, more of the hands-on experience that you get to watch me trade live and learn from my intraday, decisions. Number one, which is what we go over on this live stream, is very, very much something you can learn, right? The number two, that's the hard part. But, that's why we step up every day and try to get better. But that is about as simple as it gets. Friday highs into lows, that's the only reason the market went up. I have no other reason for it. That's a high, that's a low. That's about, first grade understanding of what that happened there. It's a previous high into new lows. Bam. Easy. Doesn't always happen that clean, but when it does, I hope you're there and ready to strike. Now, today, what would we want to see happen? Well, there's a few spots here. Honestly, I think you'd want to see back to this level, right? You'd want to see back to Monday's highs. Give us that sort of pullback into Monday's highs. Make everyone panic on the downside. And then look to see if this can hold again, right? That's really what you want to see. That would really sort of continue a very clean trend here, right? If you sort of draw this trend out, something like this, right? What's the clean move? You go trend high, you pull back. You go trend high, you pull back. You go trend high, you pull back, right? So that's what a stock market should do, right? But what happens is everyone's so lost, in the short-term time frames that when it pulls back, it actually becomes a bearish thing for them, right? Oh, it's pulling back, it's bearish. At this point, it is not, right? This pullback is very bullish, as long as it holds this trend. So we need to see if we can get this pullback to this 67.24, 67.30. That actually is the most bullish thing to look for me. Now, I think there is a potential reason why the S&P wouldn't even pull back to that level today, and the reason for that is because of the daily 20 and daily 50 right here. This is a very important flip, my friends. If the market starts to trade back above the daily 20, that is a very important short-term flip. We have not traded above this daily 20 since November 13th. If we can flip back over and start to trade above the daily 20, that is a very large momentum shift a very, important thing to happen. Now, the other thing that I'll show you is the daily 50 is sitting right at our September highs right here at 67.56. So I think it is a possibility that the S&P 500 tries really hard to hold right in this zone here today between the daily 20 and daily 50 and that September high. I think that is definitely a possibility. So if we do get a pullback here, you could look to see if that creates the opportunity. If it does fail below that September high, then you're going to trade back to this high right here. And you'll probably have a quick aggressive drop between those two levels. Because look at what happened right there, right? So 67.56, 67.30. If we get over 68.12, I think this market is going to all-time highs. That would be my read. If we actually reclaim 68.12 on the S&P 500, I think you are going to see all-time highs. This is the major rejection point right here. Look at the daily chart, right? This is that major daily rejection right here that smacked us down both times over the last few weeks. If you reclaim this high right here, if you turn this rejection point back into support right here, I don't see why you wouldn't go to all-time highs. This is, these are some rejections, but this is the pivot point. This is the structure. This high. That's the most important level. And you can see today, we are rejecting it. So we do need to understand that we are... What's going on here? Hello? Come on, TOS. Am I losing you? Am I dropping frames? No, I'm not even dropping frames. We are rejecting this level at 68.12. So we do need to understand that into the morning today, there's probably a little bit of a bull trap into that level, right? I'd be careful here. This is a huge spot. So I would prefer to see maybe this, right, come back down to, some of these demands and then curl me back higher. That's what I'd prefer to see. But we'll see. 68.12, big spot. SPY. So here is probably the cleanest read of the day, okay? Pay attention. This is the cleanest read of the day. See how that S&P is still under that major high, that 68.12 level? Well, here's your discrepancy, and this is why I watch the SPY and the ES. And, this is a good example of, Desi, why do you watch SPY and ES? Aren't they the exact same? There is discrepancies quite often, and you have to be watching both of them, in my opinion. And so for me, right, here is a good example of that. You can see here on the SPY ETF that this major daily high that rejected the market back here in October, the high of that was 674, right? Okay? If you go to the ES, that was 68.12, right? And we are still below 68.12, right? Now, if you go to the SPY, you are trading above 674. So you are above that same moment in time on the SPY versus the ES. Now, what else is sitting right at 674? It's the daily 20 SMA. That is, that makes my eyeballs, it makes me look, my eyes are wide open at that spot. I don't know what the right saying there is. It makes me very interested, to say the least, at this being the A+ long of the day. That is incredible that those are both sitting there. That is a 674 major rejection high, right? Right here. And that is the daily 20 SMA sitting right there together at 673, 674 on the SPY. If we hold above that today, that really locks out the bears, in my opinion. That is a major lockout for the bears. If you look at this 4-hour chart, rejections, rejections. If this now holds, you would totally lock out all this downside price action, right? It would be totally engulfed. All of this price action that moved lower on this market down into our October lows, August highs would be totally engulfed if we hold above 674 and that daily 20 SMA. So if this turns into support today, I think that is going to be the necessary hold for your all-time high push into December. So let's see. Now, if you lose it, I don't think it's the end of the world because you still have, look at this, that Monday high sitting right there with the daily 50 SMA. And that would be a little bit more of the control, the normal pullback back to the trending upside move. So you can see if you hold the daily 20 and the 674, that's massive and definitely can continue. If you come back a little bit deeper, right, back down to the daily 50 and that Monday high, I think equally as nice of a pullback opportunity. So both of these levels today looked really clean, and yeah, that is definitely my watch. Moving on, QQQ, pretty damn clean. Major supply, 612, 614. Daily 20 is above, so be careful of this rejecting to start the day. Where's the pullback long? It's very obvious, 606. Previous highs, can we turn that into a hold? If we fail under that, where are we coming? We're coming right back down to here. Yesterday, Friday's highs into the perfect low a day. Friday high, low a day. Also this low right here. Low, high, low. Break, retest, long. All right, beautiful. Where's the next one? Break, retest, long. Can we get this to hold? If so, I like the bullish action. If we fail below that, right, that's not good. That's a head and shoulder, right? So you don't want to see us fail below this 606. If you fail below that, that would influence downside momentum and likely bring us back down to 600. Okay? All right. Moving on. IWM, nice push over the, look at this right here. Previous highs, previous highs. Look at that hold yesterday. Break, retest long. Really nice. Beautiful hold. 239, 238. You are now up into the major supply, so I'd say that the long should be backed off of. I don't think you want to be long right into these supply highs. I think you'd much rather be long on this little flip right here or long at the demand, right? So, yeah, not really interested in IWM longs today. I'd be careful up into this supply. SMH looking really strong this morning. Again, really nice flip over these lows on SMH. If you hold the daily 50 here, I don't see why you're not trading into the 348, 350 on the SMH. So that looks like a possible move to be looking for semi-strength. Gold, yeah, gold looks pretty decent this morning. It needs to hold over this 4185, 4190 zone. That's really the spot that I'm, sort of watching here. If I go to the daily, I think, it's more like on the hourly chart. You can see right here on the hourly. So sort of watching this spot right here. See these highs, see these lows, see these highs right here. If gold can maintain that spot right there today, I think you can see that sort of become a nice, higher low area. So keep an eye on that on gold. 4185, 4191, right in there. See these highs here, see these lows here, and then see these highs right here. If that can maintain, I'd say you can probably see 4220, right? Nothing crazy. That would be sort of the little move, probably to 4220. Trent, appreciate that, man. Thanks for joining the coffee fund. Okay, let's continue. Tesla. So I am long Tesla. I will stay long Tesla. I stayed long Tesla through the drop yesterday. I still believe in the 414.50 reclaim. I think you guys need to pay attention to how important us reclaiming 414.50 truly is. You had a nice pullback on Tesla, as we expected, back down into this golden zone. It didn't quite get exactly to it, but it held very strong at the daily 100. On Monday of this week, we talked about one thing in very great detail, and that was that Tesla was not moving lower with the market. Tesla was outperforming the market, and there was a sign of strength on Tesla versus market downside. Immediately after that live stream, Tesla went up like 5% on the day, and Tesla again outperforming yesterday and looking strong again in the pre-market, outperforming everything else in the pre-market today as well. So I think there is something to be paying attention to here on Tesla. I think you should be focused on maybe what the end of year looks like for this stock. I'm very much interested, and I will stay long my December contracts. So 414.50 is this 2021 high, and we have reclaimed that level. That is big, right? You can see even yesterday, look at this hold at 414.50 to close the day. Pretty sweet. The fact that we are reclaiming a level that we were previously rejecting is important, guys. It really is. So you can see right here that 414.50 was holding for months. right? It turned into a rejections right here, and we have now reclaimed that. So the fact that we've done that puts all of these shorts underwater. It reclaims and flips the thesis back above these lows, which was so strong holding Tesla higher. And now you can see today holding 414.50 and starting to look pretty strong here in the pre-market. So yeah, definitely staying long Tesla from this demand low. I would much rather be long here than chasing it up at 465. So looking for Tesla to continue higher, looking for 420 to maintain today. As long as we're above this 414.50, 410 area, watching these, this demand right here, as long as we're above that, I'm very confident we can see more upside. Of course, again, trading's all about your entry point, so you can't chase Tesla up into supply at the daily 50 and lose and then come here and get upset at me for saying that Tesla's going to go higher. It's all about entry points. So you got to make sure you have a good entry point that you stay confident in, and that's that. Just because Tesla, I believe, goes higher does not mean that you're just going to profit being long. You have to be focused on where you're entering that position and your game plan for that position. Today, I'd be careful of 429. That's definitely a potential failure point. That's a major rejection right here. That's also the daily 20 SMA. So I probably wouldn't be longing right into 429. That's probably not a great spot. So looking for some higher lows to form. Overall, liking the bigger picture on Tesla. NVIDIA, not interested if it stays within this consolidation zone. For now, it looks like NVIDIA, the 164, will be a nice spot to pay attention to on this daily. That's a pretty nice spot, 164. Maybe something can develop off that 164. But for now, as long as NVIDIA is underneath 185, I am not going to trade it. So 185 for me on NVIDIA. I'm going to move this alert down here to 185. Until that, I'm going to leave it alone. It needs to get back over the 100. It needs to get back over the 185 level for me before I get interested. AMD continues to trap the shorts. I think this is a very good reason to potentially look for AMD to actually go higher over time. AMD continues to trap shorts that are trying to short the gap fill. Under 203 is where the gap starts. You can see again yesterday bouncing off this 195 previous Friday low and closing back above 203, right? So you had a gap short, you had a trap here, you had a trap here, and it's not continuing lower, right? It's not getting through the downside moves that you're not getting that downside move that you're looking for. So at some point, this is very similar to Tesla. Tesla was trapping these lows, right? And eventually it just wouldn't go lower, and eventually that's going to lead to a squeeze, right? So failures to move lower here on AMD, I think, should be paid attention to. The fact that it is not giving you that full gap fill, I think, is meaningful. And if the market is strong and SMH is strong, AMD probably catches a whiff of that and likely finds a nice upside move. You can look to long the 203 level. You're probably better off waiting for it to get above this high and then longing it around here, right? And turning this high into a new low. So that depends on how aggressive you want to be. MU, our thesis yesterday was a pullback long at 216, 214. Did I have it? I don't think I had it. I think we talked about it on the live stream. I didn't type it down, though. MU, 214, 216, right here, right here, right here. Break, retest long, looking decent. You need to get over 231 today. You need to get over 231 right here. There's the data. I don't even know if we have data today. I didn't think it was delayed. Oh, we have unemployment claims. Okay, the GDP data was taken off though, right? Yeah. Unemployment claims, let's see what it does. Do anything? Pretty silent. Yeah, probably nothing. Damn, it's like really nothing, huh? Did it even get reported? Yeah, it did. 216 versus 226. Okay, market doesn't give a shit. MU, I'd watch 231 today. 231, that's where my alert's at. What else we got today? Let's see here. Tesla, NVIDIA, AMD, Broadcom. Broadcom, Meta, Google. Okay. Broadcom. 6 stock. Beautiful hold yesterday. 370, 375. That was sick. Let's see. Do we have that one? Yeah. Looking for a pullback long, 370, 374. That was yesterday. That was right here. 370, 374. That's the exact pullback long that was created yesterday. And that is a thing of pure beauty. So previous highs into lows, 370, 374. Nice hold. However, it's still failing that all-time high. So I'd be a little bit careful longing into the all-time high. So I'd be careful right here. I'm going to have an alert at all-time high. I'm just going to hold my leaps. Okay. Amazon. Yeah, I like Amazon today. This is a top watch for me. Amazon has flipped back over 228. I think this is a very big flip. 228, 228, 228. If you can retest long 228, I think this is a fantastic watch. Look for Amazon to pull back to 228. Look for it to pull back to these highs. And look for it to pull back to the daily 50 and daily 100 SMA. If Amazon flips over the daily 50 and daily 100 SMA and flips over these highs, that is a very good reason to look for longs on Amazon. So if we get any pullback towards this area, if we sniff out any demand down towards this area, I would absolutely look for upside on Amazon. Target would be up at this 238, daily 20. This is a great watch today. Keep an eye on it. Google. Really nice pullback long yesterday at the 318, 319. If you guys are part of the group, you remember this. This was a sick entry yesterday. Just a little pop right off that level. So pullback long. This was a quick 40% to start the day yesterday, and that was just trusting PDH. However, Google probably needs a little bit of rest, right? I think it's time to give it a little bit of a break, right? Let it hit the bench, let it hit the sidelines, and let the other ones run a little bit. Let this sort of trade sideways. That's my feeling right now. It's a great move. It's an awesome stock. It's been very heated up. I think you let it hit the sidelines for a little bit, and you just wait for it to break out of this channel right here. Maybe you look for another pullback long. If you fail under yesterday's lows, then this would be the great entry to look for back at 310. That would be sick right down there. So a little bit careful on Google today. It's made its run. I don't want to be caught, getting too aggressive on that one today. Okay, Meta, Microsoft. Here's Meta. We have the leaps. Great day for them yesterday, man. Awesome trading day on Meta yesterday. Beautiful 617 hold. Excuse me. Beautiful hold out of our demand zone, our weekly pivot at 603. Awesome day yesterday for Meta. Today, I would say the 642 level definitely gets a little bit heavy. I'm not a big fan of that level there. Over that, 660. Obviously, with time, this is irrelevant to me, but something you should watch if you're going to trade short terms. Pullback long, 617 would be pretty sexy. Over 642 would be even sexier. Microsoft, another leap option trade. You can see here on the daily chart, this is the exact daily candle that we're looking for today, right? You can see, right? I didn't even know I could do that. Son of a bitch. Huh. I totally forgot I could do that. What else can I do over here? Dashboard. I know the news one. That's about it. That's the perfect daily candle, right? That's the perfect daily candle right there. So confidence in Microsoft on the comeback. That's the daily candle you want to see. Here's your weekly chart, weekly high. Here's your weekly candle. Let's see if that can continue. Love it. Let's go to Netflix. Yeah, Netflix is a pretty decent underperformer lately, man. I'd stay away from this one a little bit. Let this stock split nonsense figure itself out, because this thing's been a disaster, honestly. I'd stop looking at it if I was. That's my honest opinion. I'm not gonna make something up. My honest opinion there is don't trade it. Okay, as of right now, APP Hood WDC. Time we at? We're okay. APP. Check out the daily. Check out the daily. I'm not doing nothing until we get 1,000 likes. Press the like button. My village is being raided. Uh-oh. Let me check in on my village. Oh, it's all gone. Yep. There it goes. All right. So APP, previous daily highs right here. Here's your lows, right? There's your highs. There's your lows. There's your retest. Look at these highs. Look at these lows. That's perfect. Let's see if we can get a little bit of juice, man. Let's see if we can get a little bit of strength off this. I would be paying attention to this. APP is definitely something that can make some serious money. This thing can make a big move. Previous lows into highs. If we can get over 575, if we can get over this daily 20, I like it. I like it. I'd have an alert there. That's a pretty nice look. UNH, WDC, Palantir, Hood. Okay. UNH, yeah, I like UNH here over the 329 level. These highs, these highs, these highs right here. If we can get over this and hold the daily 20 on UNH, I'm loving that. I'd be watching that today. Palantir, I think 170, my friends, is the big test. 170. That's the big boy right there. Major previous lows, major 170 lows, daily 100 SMA. That's the big boy right there. So watch 170 on Palantir today. That's the big spot. Okay. Hood, WDC. Hood. Oh my goodness. Okay. Great dip buy. How many shares did I buy on this? How many? Tell me I bought Hood shares. I wanted to buy Hood shares. Tell me I bought them. Yes, I did. Nice. Perfect. Thank God. Okay, I got 30 shares of Hood at 114. Yeah, we're juicing already. Boom, baby. All right, sweet. So Hood dip buy looking real good. Love that. Love that. Beautiful. Why is it going straight up? Oh. Okay. Beautiful. Yeah, love it. Again, we've been talking about this. Good stock like Hood. We all know it's a good stock. Down 32%. Everyone loved it over here, right? Oh my God, Hood's the best stock. It's unbelievable. What a great stock. You know, 1 month goes by and it goes down 32%. Everyone goes quiet. Crickets. Why is no one buying Hood? All right? What happened? Just because it's down over 1 month and down 32%, it's no longer a good stock? Right? No. So, I love this dip buy. I bought, what did I say? 30 shares? 20 shares? Nothing big. 30 shares at 114, right? Maybe 5K in that position. Just comfortable. That's all. Just comfortable. 4K. Comfortable size. You know, dip into some trades. Dip into some dips. Wow. Big move this morning. Big move. Beautiful. Previous lows into the highs there, and previous lows into new lows right here. This is nice. Okay, this might actually go on the top list, top watch list here. Hold on here, folks. What are we looking at here? Let's get a little update as we move aggressively higher. Okay. Okay, hold on. What are we looking at? 4-hour chart. Yep, we got those major 4-hour lows there. We also got this major 4-hour high right here. So hold on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, look at these 4-hour lows right here. You have 4-hour lows right here, 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 and here. Look at all that. Bam, 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 bam. Those are 4 major lows that bounced this market higher, that bounced hood higher. Now, if you can reclaim that, that's massive. Next level looks to be it's a little bit sloppy. It's a little bit sloppy. Daily chart, let's take a look. So daily lows, okay. Daily high there, 122.60. Ooh, that's right at the 122.63, okay. So 122.63. This daily low is actually, what is this daily low right here? That's the lowest low? No, that's the lowest low. 120, okay, 120.50. Got it. 120.46. Okay, so if we can hold here, here, and here, and the daily 100, that would be the flip long. And that is right where we're trading into this morning. Yep, that is it. It's right here. Okay, lovely. Definitely a watch. Yeah, if we can flip over these lows right here, if we can turn this into support, that's the big watch. Okay, hood definitely goes on the top watch. Oracle, yeah, this one's been interesting for the dip buy, but I'm not ready for it yet. But yeah, keep an eye on that. Okay, that's going to be it. That's going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Once again, if you want to start 2026 with TradeZella, make sure to use code BF and use the link down in the description below. If you want to trade live with me on a daily basis, that is also down in the description below as well. Yeah, I hope you guys are having a good, hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you for all my Thanksgiving. My thanks is to you guys, right? I'm just, thanking you for supporting the channel. I appreciate you coming back to the live streams on a daily basis. That's very motivating, keeps me here. If you guys could, before you head out, please press that like button. That would make me even more happy and thankful. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends. Don't think about the stock market. Get out of here early today. Find some trades. Get the hell out of here. Go enjoy your week. Go enjoy your Thursday. We'll be back on Friday. Friday is a half trading day, so really not much to talk about then, but we'll be here as we always are. And so I will see you guys on Friday. Enjoy your holiday. Be safe, be well, and I will see you then. Peace and love.